Hey there folks, Mark Johnson, tech-snobs.com. Let me do a full review on the Nokia Lumia 920. Want to hit on some of the main features of this device, especially versus like the Lumia 900, which did come out in this past April. And overall, the phones are similar from how they're built. This one is a little bigger, thicker, and heavier. Not by a lot, but it is noticeable. And one thing I want to point out about this one, definitely flat out from the beginning, the screen resolution, it really pops at you. Very bright colors. Everything looks really, really nice. And one thing, the reason for that is really it's a 1280 by 768 display. So that's definitely one thing that stands out. Some of the other hardware changes, you do have a front-facing camera at a little bit of higher resolution. And then the back camera is a 8.7 megapixel Carl Zeiss optic. So I actually been pretty impressed. I did some video footage with it, and let's see if I could pull up the video I had, and it actually turned out pretty good. Go ahead and show you. I did put a sample of this up on my channel as well. But yeah, definitely very, very good video recording capability here, and definitely one thing that's very impressive about this device is the camera. Now, in the low light, it did very good as well. Obviously, probably the best. But some other shots, it is sometimes kind of finicky to kind of focus in and get it right where you want it. But for the most part, it's definitely one of the better cameras I've used. Another thing I want to talk about is it's got NFC. It's so ironic because when I was playing around with it a little bit earlier, and I put it on the box, there's an NFC tag. They put it in the box, and then so as soon as I put it on the box, I got that little indicator, accept, and then it takes you right to Nokia site. So that's a cool thing as well. Obviously, if you've been using Android, a lot of devices have had that. I've actually tried it, testing it on some Android devices as well, sending content and so forth. So if you hit like the little 3-dot button and then you hit share page, you're going to get that option tap to send, which will enable the NFC. So that's definitely a cool thing as well. And just like what I just did, I like, it's got a lot of nice sharing options in here. You can share things with the Xbox, obviously through the smart glass if you're using that, whether it be music, pictures, video, so forth. Actually not, I'm trying to think, I don't know if you could do video or not. I have to double check that, but I know you could definitely, push the music and so forth. And then another thing, one of the things I like is, the live tiles, how you can definitely resize them even a little bit more. So for instance, on this weather one, it gives you 3 options, so I can go all the way down to the smallest option, with weather channel. And then as I expand it, the second model, second version of it is actually just one big square. Shows you the weather. It does change. Sometimes it's a little finicky when it changes. Like typically, you shouldn't have to go into it, but sometimes I found I have to go into the app to get the update. But a lot of times it does it by itself. And then if you hold on it again and go to the biggest option, you have another live tile now that gives you 3. And what's cool about this is it will even show you 3 dates as far as what the weather will go. Now, obviously with that, not all apps support 3. Like a lot of the main apps that are in the phone, the Xbox, People, weather, games, photos, and so forth will do it. But, some of the other ones do not. And then obviously all the real small icons, you lose any live tile functionality going that small. So that's something else to keep in mind. Other than that, there's some other, as far as software goes, one thing I like, if you don't want to use hypothetically AT&T Family Map, you can just highlight it, hit uninstall. Just like that, you don't have to use, it lets you uninstall the carrier built-in apps, which is a nice thing. And another nice thing, it comes with 32 gigs of storage. So if you want to use one of the standout features, which I definitely applies here, is the Xbox Music. And this is definitely a great product to use because you can go on the store. Now, I want to say, I know it's free on Windows 8, the streaming. I actually have a Music Pass, but I'm not sure if it's free on the phone or not. I don't think it is. I know you probably get a trial, but if you have a Windows 8 computer, you can actually do all the streaming for free. But obviously going in here, if you go into music, this guy, say Pitbull, I can click on this and I can have an option to download the whole album, or I can just hit play and it will just start playing the song right there. So I mean, that's definitely a cool feature, you know, with the music as well. And then, you know, you slide across, you can get reviews. So everything's just really well done with the music. It's definitely one of their standout features. I think, you know, if you're looking for subscription-based music, this definitely is one of the better ones. Now, with that being said, some of the new releases, sometimes you have to you only have an option to buy and you can't download. So some of the more popular artists, you will find that. But for the most part, I found pretty much most things I'm looking for. And, you know, it works well. You can download it to the device or you can stream it, which helps if you got 32 gigs on here, which you do. So that's another good thing. As far as other things, you got the main thing I think with Nokia at the end of the day that pretty much makes this one stand out from other Windows phones is basically going to be the app selection. And we're going to go to the store and we're going to go to Nokia Collection. And when you go into here, you pretty much, all these apps that are Nokia Corporation a lot of them are exclusive. And I give you, for instance, you know, obviously Nokia Maps, which is really good. That does replace Bing Maps. City Lens, which is a cool feature. Let's pull City Lens up, actually. So it's Nokia City Lens. What I do like about this, it kind of scans, uses the GPS. So like if I click on that and let's say food, let's say shopping. And then it will show you where things are based on where you're at on the GPS. So that's definitely a really cool feature. Nice little show off. I mean, obviously it's one of those things where it's a novelty feature, but it's one of those things that will make the phone stand out. So all in all, for $99, it's really hard to beat the Lumia as far as what you get for the price. I mean, obviously this phone is thick. It is pretty heavy. You know, the 8X by HTC is another solid option, but for the price, I mean, you're really getting a nice phone. And if you're looking for a change, you know, if you've been using Android or iPhone for a while, you want something different, definitely I suggest taking a look at the Lumia 920. I mean, it's definitely a nice product, but, you know, obviously it won't appeal to everybody. And obviously the biggest fault of the device will be the App Store, I feel, just simply for the fact that it's been 2 years, but, you know, they still have some issues getting some of the top apps from other manufacturers, you know, developers rather, on the device. Now, obviously, it does have Angry Birds and so forth, but it just seems like a lot of the main apps that you may see on iPhone or Android, they're just not here, and that's just one of the downfalls of it if you're really into apps. But if you're not really into apps and you use a lot of the apps that are just built into the phone, you definitely, it's a lot to like here. So thanks for watching. Be sure to check the site out, tech-snobs.com. More coverage is going to be there. Also, I'm on Twitter at @TechSnob. Thanks for watching. Take care.